President Trump is touting a major breakthrough in the Israel-Hamas war. Last night, he announced the two sides had agreed to a ceasefire, which would include the total disarmament of Hamas in Gaza and the full withdrawal of Israeli troops from the enclave. But there are questions as to how this will actually unfold. CBS News national security contributor and former Assistant Secretary for Counterterrorism at the Homeland Security Department, Sam Vinograd, is here. Sam, sources in Israel tell CBS News that Israel won't withdraw its troops until Hamas disarms. Hamas says they won't disarm until Israel withdraws. So where does that leave everybody?
Well, it's certainly a little bit of chicken and egg, but certainly we do need one side to make the first move. But even before that, Lindsay, we need both sides to stop attacking each other. There have been ongoing attacks by Hamas into Israel, and Israel has launched attacks into Gaza as well. So the first step, of course, is for the ceasefire to actually hold. From there, what we will likely see is ongoing negotiations to figure out some way for Hamas to give up some of its weaponry and for Israel to start some kind of partial withdrawal. The outstanding question for me, Lindsay, is really whether Prime Minister Netanyahu feels like he has the political room to do any kind of withdrawal ahead of upcoming elections in the fall. It is very unclear as he seeks to keep hardliners in his own government satisfied whether he feels like he can make any kind of concession to Hamas. So there's certainly a lot of gaps to bridge, even as Hamas has reportedly made this really historic commitment to disarm, even if that's disarmament on Hamas's terms.
So you mentioned we've seen these repeated strikes despite ceasefires. Does anything in particular feel different to you about this deal?
Well, I think we're a little far away from calling it an actual deal at this stage. We know that Hamas has agreed to disarm and has agreed to this framework that the Board of Peace and the White House have released. We really don't know that Israel has signed on to this framework yet. So I'm not clear that we have a deal yet. What does feel different is that Hamas has made any promise to disarm in any capacity. That's pretty historic, Lindsay. Even if, again, that means disarmament on their terms. That could mean disarmament when there's a full Palestinian state within the borders that Hamas wants. That could mean when only if Israel fully withdraws from Gaza before they give anything up. But Hamas agreeing to give up arms at all is certainly different.
The president says a new Palestinian government will be put in place. What are the next steps for that to happen?
Well, there have been various lines of effort underway ever since phase one of the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Gaza was negotiated almost a year ago. Part of that initial 20-point plan included Hamas not being part of the government of Gaza at all, but instead what's being called a technocratic government being put into place. Certainly the Board of Peace would be very involved in all of that. At the same time, they have been very involved in creating and trading a new police force for Gaza, trying to get countries to commit troops to something known as an international stabilization force, and also trying to set up some sort of verification mechanism for disarmament if we ever get that far. At the same time, of course, the people of Hamas are in desperate need of humanitarian assistance as well as reconstruction. So there have been efforts to line up dollars for that reconstruction fund and to figure out how to more efficiently get aid into Gaza.
Sam Vinograd, thank you.
Thank you.